TMG.
Speaking of point guards, one of them, Nick Wright made a great statement, or interesting statement actually, saying this guy's one of the best point guards, or top 3 point guards of the last decade.
Who is?
He says Steph, I think he said Lillard.
Okay, and then the list is void.
And then he said Russell Westbrook, I believe.
Well, obviously, Steph and Westbrook have really been the two defining forces of the point guard position in the last 10 years. I'd say Westbrook for the first 5 years, and then Steph for the next 5, obviously. Obviously, the two kind of overlap, and then you kind of know that Steph's style kind of works more. But they're both, I would say, points. They both look for their points over redistributing the ball.
Yeah, they're not traditional point guards.
Yeah, they're not traditional at all. So that's what I would say the new era is like. Your point guard has to score.
Oh, yeah.
If you got a point guard that just does assists, it's not enough. You need to be making the scoreboard tick over. Like, you need to put points on the board, assist. That's the main things for you to do as a point guard. For me personally, I see Lillard Lillard's like an Iverson type, like I've never seen Lillard really as an assist man.
He's 29-7 this season.
I've never really seen him as an assist. I see him more as a point scoring guy. But I understand the concept, so it does kind of work for them. But Lillard's kind of been in Westbrook's shadow for the first half. Then he kind of been sunned by Curry in the playoffs so many times. So kind of sad for him.
Would you agree that Lillard is the third best of that decade over Kyrie? Over John Wall?
Not over Kyrie. I think the chip kind of puts... Unfortunately, it's just circumstance, but the chip kind of puts Kyrie above him, and then Lillard. It's unfortunate, like the circumstances matter. Like, so you play in Portland, like
over CP3. He's been decent this decade.
CP3, man, that's number 5 in the list. CP3's decade was the year before. It was him and Devin Williams. That's the 2 duns that used to back day. Now CP3, it's good. He's a good leader. I would put CP3 as a great leader, but just doesn't do it in the playoffs.
So we're talking about Mr. Russell Westbrook, the most athletic point guard ever. I'll agree with that.
He's what Derrick Rose would have been.
Potentially, he's just like an action figure, man. Do it all. He goes hard every single game, 100 miles per hour, never giving up. Every possession he plays like his life depends on it. He plays it like it's his last possession. Mm-hmm. But who's in the news, the headlines? He became the third guy to score or put up a stat line of 30 points, or at least 30 points, at least 10 rebounds, and at least 20 assists, which is phenomenal numbers, obviously.
And then Mr. Stephen A. came and called him out.
Can you name the other 2 guys that did that?
I'm going to say Oscar Robertson.
Yep.
Then 30, 20, 10.
Well, you got a hard guy, right? Right. Well, to be fair, they're both as hard as each other, to be fair. If you know basketball, which you do.
Is it Magic Johnson?
Of course, yeah. They're out of those point guards, they're the ones that really just get triple doubles.
Yeah.
So, Magic Johnson done it. Magic Johnson done it in 1988. I believe Robertson done it in 1961. So roughly 30 years apart for each of them. But like you said, Stephen A. was getting on to him, basically saying all these points. We get it that you can put up these points, these numbers, blah blah blah. But is it translating to wins in the postseason? Is it translating to championships? And what are your thoughts on that?
I don't think you can judge someone that's 6'2" in championships. And I came to this realization thinking about Iverson. Iverson's probably era-defining player. Did not win a championship. He's 5'11", and you can't judge a point guard on a championship because it's just too small.
But to be honest, I feel Stephen A. kind of. By championship, he kind of stretched it a bit, but I think it's more about postseason. Because Iverson,
he's been to the finals though.
Yeah, but with KD.
That's what I'm trying to say. It would have always been with someone because, unfortunately for Westbrook, when you're a point guard, it has to be with someone.
Iverson, who did Iverson go? We went to
that's the only what I'm trying to say. When Iverson went, he went with no one. Like his one is mad, but I don't want to go into specifics because I've been listening to some stuff and they're saying that kind of the NBA kind of like made sure that they kind of got there because I was reading when they faced the Bucks in the conference finals, couple iffy calls. Come on, we calls, fam. And you know the NBA, they're known for their match fixing. They've been involved in some match fixing.
It's not.
Same thing with Sacramento Kings, Lakers, man. We talk about that. We need to talk about that one episode.
I don't say necessarily match fixing per se, but they prefer certain scenarios to play out.
Yeah, and they make sure that the free falls are catered.
And they put the scenarios in the best position to be played out. Is it outright match fixing? I mean, it's hard to say.
It's quite
it's collusion, basically.
Yes, some kind of collusion.
But yeah, I mean, but Westbrook, he got to find with KD, but compared to Allen Iverson, Westbrook played with a lot of star players. He played with guys like PG.
Era, though.
Yeah, it's true, but he's played with guys like PG. He's played with guys like KD.
And did he not play with Carmelo?
Played with Carmelo. He was a bit fading by then. Played with Carmelo. Played with Harden. I mean, he played with
Chris Webber.
Huh?
Played with Chris Webber.
Who played Chris Webber?
Mr. Iverson played with Chris Webber. He played with
Dikembe
Mutombo.
Iverson played with Melo back in the Nuggets, yeah.
Yeah, no Westbrook, but
Mutombo's a defensive guy.
Yeah, but he was an all-star defensive. Like, they had to make the team play a certain way for Iverson. Iverson's like one of the all-time leaders in minutes.
Yeah.
All-time leader.
Yeah, Tony, him. I mean, I was watching some analysis and said that Westbrook's basically the Iverson in this era, and I do see that. I mean, they play hard. They're smaller guys, point guards, combo guards.
When did Iverson get his real cred? Like, he became... Iverson is more honoured in the generation after him. That's the same thing will probably happen with Westbrook. Because people do admire Westbrook as, like, this man... Do you know, for me, like, I was a Westbrook stan at one point, and I was like...
So was I, actually. I liked him.
Yeah, like, the thing about Westbrook is, like, a man plays every possession like this is his last possession. And there's something about that, like, it's just different.
It's captivating. It brings, it's alluring. Especially as a young guy, before you understand, like, the nuance of the game, the playoffs, the ability to, execute in big moments as much. Like, before you understand all those sort of things, when you see a guy put up these numbers, these massive dunks, these physical plays, athleticism is off the charts. Those are things that, because they're the tangibles, those are things that attract you. But when you come to the players, it's more about intangibles. And intangible-wise, Westbrook is lacking.
He's an alpha, though.
He's an alpha.
Ultimate alpha. Unfortunately,
is it warranted, though?
I'll give him a pass for last playoffs because he was injured coming into it and kind of changed it. And he had a COVID bout. He came to the bubble quite late, so I'll allow him for that. But those first round playoff losses they were just.
You lost to a rookie, Donovan Mitchell. Like,
that was too much. And then losing to Dame Lillard like that, it's just too many losses. But you can't just like put past his early playoff success. It's just like his playoff success has happened backwards. He was somewhat like fruitful at the beginning.
Yeah,
it was like, wow, like, this is crazy. Like, you're so fruitful now because he hit the family late in his career, which is kind of the opposite.
But Stephen A was getting onto him as well, not just for the lack of championship and postseason successes, but lack of ability to adapt his game to where the NBA is going in terms of
particular shooting. Freeze. That's it's not him.
We're in a
the funny thing is, if Westbrook was like 6'7", they'll say he's LeBron.
Yeah, he would because he'd be bigger, but he's not.
Yeah, they'll say he's LeBron.
But LeBron's a better shooter than him. LeBron's practiced and become a capable shooter.
The thing is with Westbrook's shot is that...
And even Westbrook, because Westbrook used to be a decent free throw shooter.
Westbrook's shot, I don't know what happened, he just left it.
His free throw shooting's gone down as well. I mean, they changed the routine, the time allowed to wait between free throws. That's probably affected him. That's what I remember reading that or hearing about that a couple of years ago. But LeBron's... This is why I want even as much as I like Westbrook, I won't let him off the hook. LeBron's a bigger guy than you. You naturally... When bigger guys, naturally, they should be worse shooters, but LeBron's a better shooter than you.
Westbrook takes a lot of bad shots. Like, his shot selection, his shot selection is poor.
That's the difference.
But when he decides that he's not shooting threes, his game goes up like a level. Like,
I would love to see Westbrook with a floor spacing big.
He's had that, man.
Who?
How's he had that? When Houston basically cleared the floor out, and when they did clear the floor out for a month, Houston was the biggest problem in the NBA. I was thinking to myself, okay,
you were right for them, yeah.
Yeah, no, I like the idea. Like, they get to the playoffs, like, okay, they can't guard anyone, but who can actually stop them?
The Lakers, they pammed them.
Yeah, they pammed them. In the first game one, they won. It was game two that swung that series. That's the Rondo game.
Yeah, but
because they were up in the fourth quarter, and then Rondo came and
the Lakers wasn't a pam them because AD can basically guard all five.
No, it's when AD decided that he's gonna go down that post and actually be a man. That's what
that's the thing. Because they didn't play small like the Golden State Warriors did. They played micro ball.
They played
They did too much.
small.
They had a guy that could guard bigs or a big body, like a proper one. I tried to put Jeff Green out there. He's not really a Draymond Green type or a Iguodala type.
It's not big enough body. To be fair, Golden State probably would have even struggled against that Lakers because that Lakers team was long. It's just that Golden State would have just shot.
Yeah, but
they shut them out.
They have crazy shooters. Clay, Steph.
So the spacing would have nullified.
And they had defenders as well. Clay, Steph. Clay's a defender. Draymond's a defender. Iguodala's a defender. Like, come on, man.
It's too long. Yeah, I hear you, man.
I hear that. But anyways, before we round up the basketball.
MVP,
what you telling me?
MVP's clear. It's clear because of all the injuries now. So it's kind of cleared it up. And if I start hearing people mention Lillard, your mug. I heard one stat that Portland haven't beat one team that's above them in the standings. So I don't want to ever all season.
Wow.
You can't. I don't want to hear Portland in any discussions about that.
Not even the Lakers that were going for injuries and stuff.
No, they haven't beat the Lakers. They haven't beat any team above them in the standings.
In the West, what about the East?
Maybe in the East. I don't know. I don't think they beat the Nets. I don't think they beat the 76ers. I don't think they beat the Bucks. I don't think they beat any team above them. And Lillard called his team out this week about that. That's on you as well, Lillard. There's the leader, Mr. Big Shot.
Mr. Dame Time.
The Dame Time. Yeah, point out that watch. Not ticking at all. But I don't want to hear you in the MVP discussion if you haven't beat a team. And people that are saying that are trivial fans. If you do say that. I'm on to Stephen A. Stop giving man credit for beating teams below him.
I said trivial fans, not true to the game. Shit.
You're not true to the game, fam. You're disrespecting the game. Because the MVP is actually very easy now. It's Jokic.
What about James Harden? He's only missing 10 games.
Nah,
not 10 games, 10 days.
His Houston stint works against him. Unfortunately, the way he left Houston was just kind of disrespectful to the game.
I mean, he's not going to miss that many games when he comes back. Yeah, but fair enough.
And it was not even putting some dubious numbers.
No, his numbers were good on average. I was watching an episode of Speak For Yourself, and they averaged out his numbers for those 8 to 10 games where he was basically throwing in the towel. And his numbers were close to his MVP season.
Okay. Even with those 8 to 10 games?
Yeah, the 18-game span, they've done it compared to the rest of the season. I mean, compared to his whole MVP season, the numbers were comparable. I mean, points-wise, it was a bit down, but assists and rebounds were up. I believe 3-point percentage, he was up, and field goal percentage was either a little down. I think field goal percentage was either down or up, I can't remember.
But he wasn't paying. I could see he was half-assing it.
Of course you could, but everyone likes the numbers.
Yeah, the numbers. Do you know who's a dark horse MVP candidate?
Do.
My guy, Luka Doncic.
It depends on the seed and how they finish. But
yeah, if they can get to 5th seed, because they're catching the Trailblazers, and obviously they're not that far behind the Lakers in the loss column. They're close, man. They're there. They got the easiest schedule in the West going forward ahead, and due to strength of schedule from what I've seen, so they could catch them. And if they do, but I just like Jokic right now. They're 7-0 since the Aaron Gordon trade.
Damn crazy. What about no love for Utah, no love for the Suns, Donovan Mitchell? First, you might be number 1 seed.
Don't care.
No love for him as a MVP.
Okay.
CP3 transformed the Suns. Suns what? Where were Suns last season?
Don't care.
They were out of the playoffs.
I don't care.
Yeah, you got to give respect for that. He's come through. He's trying to completely transform that team's averaging.
Don't care.
He turns his numbers will go against him. He's averaging 16 and 9. They're really great numbers.
Okay. I never care about what CP3 does in the place. Fam, CP3 is great. Why are we judging him by... This is how CP3 is going to get bare love. His regular season... CP3 is a regular season player. Like, when CP3 does stuff in the regular... It's like, oh, great. I've seen that before. CP3 gets away with bare that Westbrook doesn't get away with. Gets away with bare. CP3 is arguably the same. They're the same Donny. These guys just love his regular season play.
CP3, to be fair, they're very similar. I mean, CP3 hasn't
been to one conference final in his whole life.
He hasn't been fortunate to play with KD. I mean, Blake Griffin's nice. John Jordan is nice, but
should have got to the conference final that year.
But he played with Harden. They got to the conference final with him.
Yeah,
but he hasn't played with KD. He hasn't played.
He always gets injured in big moments as well.
Yeah, that's the thing with him. He gets injury prone. But with Westbrook, the issue with him is that when the game slows down, when it comes to execution, more about intangibles, his decision making is horrendous, especially for a player of that talent.
Yeah, he does make terrible decisions because he's so hectic.
Crucial turnovers at the worst times. We need to slow down, make the play, dish the ball at the right time, get people going out. For example, when he was playing with KD, he should realise that, I'm playing with a guy of this talent. I should take a step back and, let him to do his thing. But he didn't. That's why KD had to leave. Which goes back to an earlier point I was going to raise on you before. KD, if you're the alpha in terms of talent, you need to be able to put Westbrook in his place.
Some people noticed that. I think Kobe. There was something to say that Kobe probably around 2010 said that the issue would. He predicted that Westbrook is the alpha.
Yeah.
From back day.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing something like that. Yeah.
So obviously KD in himself. Obviously, I know exactly how the Nets thing's gonna blow up. Oh. It's gonna blow up with KD and Kyrie not being friends. That's how it's gonna blow up. But I don't know when that's gonna happen because KD likes being an alpha. I'll tell you. Yeah.
KD likes being an alpha.
KD wants to believe he's alpha. I'm saying history repeats itself.
It does.
What happened? Westbrook, Draymond Green. It always happens, fam. They say they're friends. It happens. Blow up. Someone says something. It's the end of this friendship.
I don't see Harden being an issue.
Harden's not an issue. Harden's
chill. But yeah, Kyrie, I always tell you he's a strange guy, and KD's sensitive.
Yeah, that's the issue. That's how it's gonna.
But you know what I mean? The combustion will probably come from those two. Who starts. It's
not gonna end. Obviously, it's not gonna end sweet. That's just what it is.
We'll see.
And do you know what? I also think the Lakers thing's not gonna end sweet as well.
No.
Because I don't believe AD is good enough to carry LeBron. And
when LeBron ages.
I don't think AD is good enough.
Yeah.
They've been trying to do it, but I think every time LeBron tries to let go, he just can't. Maybe it's a LeBron problem. Maybe he just can't let go.
With that, I see where you're coming from. I feel LeBron will need to coach and hopefully improve AD's intangible and leadership skills for that to transpire. But mainly as well, he needs to be fit. If he's not fit, it ain't going to work.
Yeah.
Well, if not, then fair enough. Maybe they need to get a third guy.
That's Bradley Beal, man.
Double B's. Put some double B's on it. Anyways.
Obviously, Jokic and the Europeans are taking over the West, man. Man, Doncic and Jokic will be in conference finals soon. 2 years' time.
The conference finals?
Yeah, Dallas versus Denver.
I'm dead. Since they were my risers, actually, both of them.
Yeah, because Doncic won like 4 in a row.
They both won 4 in a row, both put up great numbers. In fact, let me speak on Jokic's number quickly. Passes Wilt Chamberlain for the most 10 assist games from the center positions, averaging 8.4 assists this season. Only CP3, Westbrook, I think Doncic, and another point guard averaging more. And he's a center. What's it called? He's surrounded by guards. The next best center for assists is Bam Adebayo. He's 34th. He's up there. He was leading the league all season in PR, but I think Joel Embiid caught him recently.
Yeah, caught him. He bounced him. 31.4.
Yeah.
Jokic played 51 games. Embiid has played 33. So
yeah, Embiid's missed like 18ish games or something crazy like that. Oh gosh, Tierney likely done for the season. Wow, that's so dumb.
I don't care.
But yeah, Jokic.
Have you heard that? He said that Tierney's done for the season.
Yeah.
And no one cares.
He's our best player. But yeah, he's leading the Nuggets in so many points. So many points and stats. The numbers are crazy. I have it here as well, actually. The stats he's leading the boys in. Your boys, he's leading them in points, rebounds, assists, steals, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, free throw percentage, minutes played, PER, and assist percentage.
That's like 61% from 2, fam.
Jokic is the real deal.
He's on course for 50-49, I think.
He's very close. He's very close. I think he's 54-86 or 88, sorry, something like that.
Yeah, that's close, man.
He's very close.
That's Chris Middleton numbers.
Maybe it is. You don't want to give Giannis nothing for MVP?
I would have if he hadn't won it in the last 2 years, actually.
LeBron's missed 12 games so far.
Yeah, he's done.
Okay.